So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 of my top all natural soap companies. Now these are all companies that I have personally used or reviewed in the past. So no, I didn't Google these companies and just put them together. No, these is based on personal experience. Now I got really 2 main goals here for you guys. One is to hopefully expose you to some companies you may never heard of, or you have heard of, but you weren't quite sure if they were good or not. And my second goal is just to hopefully have some fun here, right? So, but either way, I'm the Natural Soap Man, and welcome to the channel. Let's get into our video. All right, guys, and getting into my list, coming at number 7 is going to be the Black Stuff Company. Now, this is a company that I have definitely fallen in love with the last several months. I had the opportunity to review them earlier this year. Now, first things first, this company was founded last August of 2021. So it's not even a year old, and the fact that this company is experiencing the success that it is seeing already is nothing short of impressive, seriously. Now, this company was founded by a gentleman named John Larkin. And John and the Black Stuff are located out in Dublin, Ireland. Now this is a really important fact for us because all the ingredients, including the soaps, are all sourced and made in Ireland. And in fact, a lot of the soaps will actually be inspired by the environment or different landscapes or even just cultural aspects that are unique to Ireland. And that's just really cool, right? Especially coming from a guy from South Louisiana. We ain't got nothing like that. We ain't got no mountains or anything like that, you know what I mean? So that blows my mind. But it's just really cool, and it reflects in the soaps themselves. Obviously the soaps are all natural. You have no artificial fragrances or any nonsense like that. And you're gonna get about 10 of them, so you get a nice little variety, right? So I'm more than confident you're going to at least find a handful of these soaps that you're really going to like at the end of the day. I know I did. And coming in at number 6 is going to be the Bearsville Soap Company. Now, most likely this is probably going to be the biggest, or at least the most recognizable company on the list. You watching it probably heard or seen of Bearsville. Now, personally, what I like about Bearsville, as someone who likes woodsy or more outdoorsy scents, I think Bearsville does a really great job of incorporating a lot of those scent profiles from me. It also appears like their library mostly or is geared towards people or gentlemen that are in more that outdoorsy scene, right? Whether they work outdoors or they're into camping, hiking, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, you could just get a feel for a sense of that. So about the end of the day, you're gonna get roughly about 16 to 18 different soaps, not including limited editions. So you can have a nice little variety on that. Now, for the most part, most of them are gonna be all natural. They're not gonna feature any artificial ingredients, anything like that. Now, do note, I did come across I think it's like 2 or 3 where they're gonna have like an artificial fragrance or something like that. So do keep that in mind for my people who are trying to avoid anything artificial, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, coming in at number 5 is going to be the Stirling Soap Company. Now, Stirling Soap Company is definitely one of these companies where the more I use their soaps, the more I fell in love with the company. I think the thing I appreciate for me the most is the value aspect that Stirling brings to the table. And what I mean by that is Stirling Soap Companies will typically come at 5.5 ounces, right? Which is already larger than the average soap that most companies will offer you. But here's the kicker though, as these soaps will only come at $5, which is really impressive when you consider a lot of these other companies where they already make their soaps a little smaller, will literally charge you, I mean, you already know, will literally charge you like $10 or more sometimes, which is mind-boggling. But that doesn't necessarily mean Stirling will sacrifice the quality of soap. On the contrary, it's actually on par. It's like spec for spec, it's like literally the same ingredients and sometimes even better, right? Which is kind of mind-boggling and really crazy and really cool. So in terms of value, it's really hard to beat Stirling Soap Company. Now, I do want to bring it to your attention as Stirling Soap Company is going to have a huge library of different soaps. What you're going to do is go to the essential oil section, right? Because as many of the other soaps will use artificial fragrances and things like that. If you go to the essential oil section, you're going to find those are going to be your more your all natural soaps, if you will. So we want to stick with those. Now you're still going to get 17 different bars of soap, which is crazy, you know, considering they have so many different soaps. But anyway, you're going to have a nice little variety for you. Very confident you're going to find something that you like, and like I said, the value, you can't beat it. All right, and coming in at number 4 is going to be the Bin Soap Company. Now this one's going to be a little more personal for me, at least. Simply just because I have certain family members who use Bin Soap Company. They have sensitive skin, so they can't use a lot of soaps, and Bin Soap Company is a company that they can actually use, and they also love it. So I'm a little biased here, but for good reason. Now what you need to know about Bin Soap Company is, one, this is a family owned and family operated business. This is a company that specializes in goat milk products, right? If you don't know, goat milk is absolutely terrific for your skin, without going on a tangent on that. Love a good goat milk soap bar. But in my opinion, they are the best. And if not the best, then they're for sure one of the best when it comes to goat milk soaps. And one of the main reasons why is because, well, they actually own and operate their own goat farm, like legit goat farm, right? Like, it's one thing to say you use organic goat milk in your soap. Like, it's a whole nother thing to say, like, yeah, I get my goods from the backyard, right? Totally different, like whole nother level stuff, right? But you can tell, like, the quality of the soaps are like really impressive stuff. And I always tell people, like, with sensitive skin, if you have eczema, things like that, I always try to lead them towards, if not Bin, to goat milk products in general, but I will often kind of refer them to Bin Soap Company just because of my family, right? And they love it, and it's something they can use, and they flourish with it, right? And I've used it, and I think they're amazing. I like the straightforwardness of it. They don't complicate this, the soaps, which is really important to know, because a lot of times companies will overcomplicate the soaps or add all kind of different fragrances and things like that. The only problem with that is the more fragrances or ingredients you use, the higher chance you have of irritating the skin, right? So when you keep it straight, keep it forward, keep it nice and simple, the better sometimes. You also got some great value here, as these soaps are gonna be about $4.95, right? So right on $5, or $5 at 4.5 ounces. So good size, good value here. And you're also not necessarily the biggest library, but you're gonna have enough soaps to give you some little variety there as well. In fact, actually recently, I think they have a little collaboration going on with a CBD company, and they're actually now making CBD goat milk soaps that are all natural. Another thing I appreciate about Bin Soap Company is, this is gonna be a little hard to explain, so bear with me, but I really like the whole aspect of them. It really feels like they're trying to help you. If you go to the website, the way everything's organized, the way they communicate things, the way things are listed on the site itself, and when you get the actually get the soap, you get like free samples, and the way it's all organized, it really feels like they're trying to help. And I think that's one of the things I really do appreciate it. Like, everything's just heartfelt. It's hard to explain, but like if you go to the site, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Trust me, it just has this very hand out, stretched out, helping you kind of vibe to it. It's really neat and it's really cool. But trust me, if you go, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, guys, let's move on to number 3 on our list, and that's gonna be none other than JD Bauer Botanicals. Now, JD is obviously our founder and owner of our company, and they're located out in Redlands, California, which is gonna be a little bit north of San Diego, so in that southern Cal region. Now, what makes JD Bauer so unique and different and just really straight up awesome is the fact that, one, JD has a background in ethnobotany, education, history, teaching, things like that. Well, he uses that background to help him make his soaps. So a lot of his soaps can be like based on like actual historical recipes, and also medicinal recipes as well. So for example, you have some soaps that are literally based on like old Viking recipes or old Native American recipes. I don't know, like that just stuff's really, really cool, especially as a guy who's a big history buff myself. Like that stuff really resonates with me, and I just think that's really cool. I don't care who you are. And not only would JD actually send you the historical soaps, he actually also sends you this printout with every order, where on the printout it'll actually have the soaps you ordered, but it will also provide you like this little paragraph, right? And basically in the paragraph it'll give you like some historical context to give you some relevance
with the soap, which is completely really unique. But it also does like this really strange thing where it makes the soap seem more significant, if that makes any sense. It's all really cool and really unique. Now we're talking about the soaps themselves. JD is actually, if we're talking pure all natural soaps, JD is going to have the largest library, hands down, easily. If we're talking straight up all natural soaps. A lot of the soaps are going to range in like the more subtle but gentle area, but also going to have like some bold and more potent soaps. So with the large library and the range of that library, it's really safe to say that he's going to have something for everybody. So when you look at everything, it really is for me a no-brainer that JD is going to be on my list, as he's literally one of the best to do it. So.
All right, and coming at number 2 is the Mountain Time Soap Company. Now, I absolutely love the Mountain Time Soap Company. Our owner and founder is going to be Stacy Smoot, and they're located out in Golden, Colorado. The reason why I love Mountain Time so much, guys, is one, obviously the soaps are incredible, obviously. But what I think what makes them a little more special to me, at least, is that someone who loves the mountains. I used to live in the Pacific Northwest. Someone who like just loves that whole scene. A lot of these soaps are inspired by the mountains and things like that. So they really speak to me. But going beyond that, honestly, is I absolutely adore and respect how Mountain Time puts so much emphasis on everything being all natural. The respect to the environment, they don't just talk about it, like they put their money where their mouth is. They're part of the 1% for the Planet organization, where basically it means they will take like 1% of their sales and they will put it towards efforts that basically tackle some of the hard issues that face our environment today. Right? It's a company that you can just feel good about supporting because they just do it the right way. Like everything. There's such an emphasis on everything, like the packaging is biodegradable, the ingredients. I said this before in a video in the past, where when it comes to Mountain Time, I never have to concern myself with anything being harmful or toxic to me, right? Everything is of such quality and good-natured and natural. It's one of the things I never have to talk about in my video. We could literally just skip that entire section and just move right on. That's how much confidence I have in their soaps. And it reflects when you use these soaps. It was one of the first companies that really opened my eyes to how the difference between natural versus unnatural. Because these were some of the first soaps I've ever used when I started my channel, right? I mean, obviously it was Dr. Squatch, but this was one of the real, true, all-natural companies that I've used, and that was the game changer, man. Like that was when I was like, oh my goodness, it's like this isn't just some marketing scam. Like this stuff's real. Mountain Time was one of the companies that really opened my eyes to that. They have always been so good to me, and it just, when I look at everything, they have a nice little variety in the library and very fair in the value. But just when I look at everything, it just easily could have been number 1. I mean, just definitely deserve to be on this list. I have so much love and respect for those people in this company. Absolutely huge recommendation for me always for Mountain Time. It's one of the first companies I'll always point people towards, because just I know I have that much confidence in them. So definitely deserve to be on this list. All right, guys, and coming at number 1 is going to be none other than Sudsy Bear. Now, Sudsy Bear was founded by a gentleman named Jacob, located out in Florida. So we finally get a little East Coast company here, right? Most companies are out on the West Coast. I have no idea why, but here we are. Now, Sudsy Bear is a crowd favorite here, very popular here on the channel, and there are actually several reasons why. I think a couple of them is just, one, the extensive library and the soaps within the library are just absolutely fantastic. A lot of scent products are very complex, very masculine. I said this before, Sudsy Bear just has such a good grasp on what a masculine bar a soap should smell like. And it's really impressive, and it gets you really excited to see what they do with their soaps, right? Like, especially when they start coming out with like limited editions. And speaking of limited editions, this is something I think is really cool and I really appreciate, is the fact, like, okay, if they come out with a limited edition and based on everybody's feedback, everybody's like, oh my God, we love it. Sudsy Bear will actually take that and make it part of their main lineup. And then they'll make like other products with like beard oils and lotions and shampoo bars. And it's really cool and it's really nice. It reflects and shows that Sudsy Bear actually cares and listens to their community, which unfortunately is a bit of a breath of fresh air, honestly. I think at the end of the day though, for Sudsy, they're just one of the most well-rounded companies that you're gonna come across. Just the sheer quality of the soaps really stands apart from many companies you'll come across. I think in terms of value, very good value, market value for the most part. I also think for me, I think a lot of people are drawn to Sudsy Bear just for the sheer fact that many of these products are all natural, so you don't have to worry about any funny business, and just the way the soaps make your skin feel. It's really hard to explain until you start actually taking other soaps and comparing it to Sudsy. You won't really know until then. So Sudsy is just vastly superior to most companies you'll come across. It's really impressive actually. I think if you could put it in one simple way, it basically is if you had a list of boxes to check off, Sudsy's pretty much checking everything off. And I think for me, that's why I had to put them number 1 on my list. Alright my friends, those are my top 7 all-natural soap companies for men. I hope you got something out of the video. I hope there was at least one of these companies you never heard of before, or somebody you're willing to check out. Right, regardless, let me know in the comments below if there was anyone that stood out to you, you're willing to go check them out. And if you have another company you want to share with us, that'd be really cool too, right? Like I say, I review companies, I post them every Tuesday, so I'm always open to suggestions, right? But there you have it, guys. As always, this is Natural Soap Man. It was a pleasure serving you with another video. I hope to see you in one of my future reviews or videos. But until then, guys, take care of yourself and stay natural, guys.